Morning guys, I'm trying to do a quick video on the pound dollar and the trades that have set up this morning for me. First thing to note, obviously the red and the blue lines on the screen there, my trigger levels. Blue is the long, red is the short, and the white dotted line that you can see there is the start of the 6 AM trading data. So the first trade of the day set up for me around 6:30, which you can see in this area. Set up a full bias change for me with an entry at 147.05. That triggered and went through the first scalper target. Once that happened, I moved my stop loss to 50% of the original stop loss for the scalper target, with the swing trade still open. Looking at the chart there, price retraced slightly and stopped the scalper trades out, so I was looking for a new re-entry on the scalper only. Swing trades were still active just by the skin of my teeth. So I had a re-entry on a bit of a rough around the edges alternate bias change. If I just zoom in a bit so I can show you that. Basically what I had when the trade was stopped out in this area, we had the lower low there. Previous to that there was the lower high, and then price made a lower high there, but there was no following higher low, so I discounted that part of the pattern and moved up to the next swing high, which was there. That was a higher high, so I used that as the alternate bias change to get me in at 47.05. You can see the higher low developed there just after it. So that's what I used as a bit of a rough around the edges alternate bias change, and it got me in at 47.05. Price didn't really do anything, didn't hit any targets on that. It came back down, stopped out for that scalper re-entry and the original swing trade that was on. So I was all flat at that point, looking for new trade setups. And you can see at this point of the chart, this is just the most recent setup. It was a full bias change, so it was a full position 147, just above that last red arrow there. So it was a full position swing and scalp was on at that level there, and you can see the live data just going through the chart there. There's sitting through a bit of retracement. Just looking at, I've been looking at the 60-minute charts just to see if I can get an idea of potential for movements and where price could go. If I just zoom in slightly, we can see I got in at 147, which was there. Now the high of the day, which is there, is at 147.41. So I would expect that to pose some form of resistance level. If price got up to there, I would expect it to just stall around there before making up its mind whether to go up or down. Which, if that's the case, if it does decide to go down, I should be able to get the first two scalper targets in before price retraces. If it decides to go through today's high and make a new high, potentially looking at yesterday's high there at 147.69, so I should be able to get the first swinger target in on all three scalper targets if price does move up towards that level. That's to the upside. If it moves to the downside, obviously looking for new trade setups through the short trigger, with the first sort of area to look at as the low of the day, which is at 46.30. Depending on where the entry is, obviously might be able to get first scalper target, and that depends on where the entry is. That's how I've interpreted sort of the 60-minute charts and price expectancy, which is again something that I'm continuing to work on to try and develop. But that's where I see things. That's how the pound has developed this morning. So hopefully it'll carry on pushing up. Alright guys, thanks for listening. I'll speak to you later.